What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Arc. Hopefully you're having a super great day today. I just wanted to put out this video real quick just because I saw on Wowhead that they did announce some changes within Blizzard's next patch, so that is super exciting news. Without further ado, let's get into it. So you can probably see at the little bottom of my screen here, Valor Points are back. So patch 9.0.5, you'll be able to gain your Valor Points by completing Mythic Plus dungeons and from callings, and then those Valor Points are able to upgrade any Mythic Plus gear drops that you get. So you can see here that the item level ceiling that you have depends on your Mythic Plus progress. So all Mythic dungeons unlock upgrades to 200 item level. Completing all Mythic dungeons in +5 to item level 207. And then if you get Keystone Conqueror, it's 213, Keystone Master 220. So again, apologize if it looks kind of weird, but I just have a second monitor that I'm reading it off of. So that's why you see me looking back and forth and, around all the time, not just at the camera. So this is really, really exciting. I mean, back in the day, like every expansion seems to have some sort of reminiscence of Valor Points, and they're going to finally be making it important to get it again. Because, I mean, every person hates anima, I feel like, when they're trying to get gear. So, I mean, instead of getting an upgraded gear piece, you can get a little bit of resources to kind of upgrade that gear piece manually, so to speak. So that'll be really nice, and that'll be a cool, different way. You'll definitely see a lot more people running mythics that way, so I think that'll be really cool. But otherwise, for patch 9.0.5, there's a little bit here that we still have to go over. So Covenant and Legendary tuning, we're going to get into more specifically, but pretty much they are rolling out different changes to Covenant abilities for each class and spec. And then further on, they're going to be going over and telling us the legendary things that they're going to be doing. So there is the PTR available to download. I might go check it out later, but for now, we're just going to look on screen here. So these are all of the Covenant, Conduit, and class tuning. So you can see it was updated only 3.5 hours ago. So pretty recent here. So Fleshcraft is a much bigger shield, so all my Necrolords out there, a much bigger shield and a large damage reduction during the channel, so really, really nice. I mean, I play a Necrolord Shadow Priest, so I mean, that extra shield is always really nice, but the fact that it's going to be buffed even more makes me go a bit harder, I guess, in PvP, so we'll see how that turns out, but otherwise, who doesn't love a shield, right? So anyone that's Necrolord, they're going to be enjoying that a whole bunch. Death Knight, so the Night Fae and the Kyrian Covenant ability were now buffed. Demon Hunter got their Fodder to the Flame Necroward ability reworked, so the new tooltip reads, your damaging abilities have a chance to call forth a demon from the Theater of Pain for 25 seconds. Throw Glaive deals lethal damage to the demon, which explodes on death, dealing 175% of attack power damage to nearby enemies and healing you for 25% of your maximum health. The explosion deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets. So I'll be excited to see that. I guess I don't really play too much of Demon Hunter, so I kind of don't really know what that means, but obviously it just seems like it does a pretty good AoE damage spell and then does a decent amount of healing, 25% of your maximum health, so that's pretty good there. Basically, so a lot of tanking Demon Hunter, not a lot, but 2 Demon Hunter tanking abilities got nerfed, the Potency Conduit and the Endurance Conduit. We'll move on to Druid here. So Necrolord Adaptive Swarm and the Venthyr Endless Thirst conduits are now buffed. And then the Rejuvenation Heal over time effect they have is now buffed too. So that'll be really good. I actually have a Resto Druid guide out. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it at all, but you can go check it out on the channel. And honestly, like, Druids are really, really great healers. I don't really understand why they would buff Rejuvenation. I mean, like, I don't have any complaints healing any groups or any raids. I mean, I'm okay. Like, I kind of know what to do with the class, but obviously, they saw they needed a buff, so we'll see how it goes. All right, just had to take a little bit of a break there, but the Death Chakram for Necrolord and the Flayed Shot Venthyr Covenant abilities have both been buffed, so this will be really nice to see. Obviously, everyone loves it when their Covenant ability is buffed. It just, if it's already overpowered, it's just going to be a whole lot more damage, so people are just going to be more excited to use that ability, if that makes sense. Mage, so their Deathborn and Mirrors of Torment and Radiant Spark are now buffed. So I always saw Radiant Spark being used in PvP, so we'll see how that goes now that it's buffed a little bit. Monk has a little bit of a mana help here. So Renewing Mist and Vivify are now less mana. I forget what the original is, but right now it's just 2.1% base and 3.8% of base. So that'll be a-okay there. I mean, I play a little bit of a Mistweaver Monk. I did guide on him. I don't really play him too much. I Fistweave on him, just because I found the original just standard like Soothing, Enveloping, and Vivify was just so much mana, and it was really hard to keep your group topped up, and it's really hard to mitigate that raid-wide raid damage. But it's good to see now that spells are going to be costing a little bit less mana, which, you know, maybe might make Mistweaver Monks a little bit more viable, but we'll see. So Paladins, super overpowered, but now they have Holy Shock that costs more mana, so maybe they'll compensate a little bit. And then the Necrolord Vanquisher's Hammer is now buffed as well. So we're going to move on to Priest here. So the Spirit Shell for Disc is now nerfed. Kiss of Death and Cauterizing Shadows, the legendaries, are buffed. That's actually the first legendaries we've seen, so they might roll out maybe a couple more. They said this is only just for the kind of conduits and the abilities, the Covenant abilities. So first legendaries we've seen. Fey Guardians for the Night Fae is also buffed as well. So for the Shaman, Fey Transfusion, and the Vesper Totem and Primordial Wave for Necrolord is buffed, and Lightning Shield is buffed. So they didn't really go for Chain Harvest, which is okay. I see a lot of Mythic Plus Resto Shamans use Chain Harvest, but it's interesting how they buffed every single other one, because I found that every single other choice was still pretty viable. I mean, Necrolord is still the top for rating, right? So if you already thought Resto Shamans were going to be topping charts, wait till you see how, you know, their new Covenant ability will help them top it even more. So I guess we'll see. Warlock has Malefic Rapture nerfed, so RIP to my Affliction Warlocks. I mean, I see them pulling those big numbers on the charts. We'll see those numbers go down a little bit, so unfortunately. Impending Catastrophe is now buffed, so that'll be really good there. And the last class we're going to get into is Warrior. So Impending Victory, you know, that heal is now buffed. Conqueror's Banner is now reworked. So the new tooltip will read, brandish the Conqueror's Banner, granting 400 mastery and 30% increased movement speed to you and your 2 nearest allies, and preventing movement speed from being reduced below 100%. So last 15 seconds. That could be really great in PvP. So I have a Warrior. I haven't leveled them up too much, but as you've probably seen from my characterless videos, but you know, I'll be excited to see how that works. But otherwise, there is some Soulbind abilities that are getting changed as well. I'll let you guys read this just because there isn't too much I want to do with this, but I just want to go over the main fact that there is now, you know, Covenant changes. There's going to be Valor Points, and this is for patch 9.0.5. So obviously, there's going to be a little bit of changes depending on what kind of class you're doing. So who knows, I might make a little bit of a guide series on all the new changes for you to cover, just because I know that even though these do seem like little slight changes, that with the hot fixes that we just got on the second, and you know how some classes got damage increases and some got nerfed a little bit, it might change how some classes perform, and the rankings might shift around, whether it be in PvP and PvE. So it could be something interesting to take a look at. You know, otherwise, I guess we'll stay tuned. So this is just what I want to cover. We are now getting Valor Points and the new Covenant changes. So if you want to check it out, you can totally check it out on Wowhead yourself, just for a more in-depth and more suited to you kind of perspective. So if you only play Druid, I feel like you're not going to want to look at like a Mage or a Warlock or any other class. You're just going to be focused on your own. So yeah, again, you can go check it out. Just Wowhead. It'll show just at the top here basically all the recent news and the blue tracker, so Blizzard verified stuff. So go ahead, check it out yourself. But otherwise, thanks for tuning in. I just do want to mention that we are doing a WoW token giveaway at 2,000 subs. We're so close to 1,400. I think we're at like 1,372 right now. So who knows, if we can get to 1,400, I'll be giving away a WoW token. And I also do want to start doing a 0 to gold cap challenge, as well as how I became a WoW millionaire. So recently, I just crossed over 1.1 million gold, and that was about maybe after 15 hours of farming. So I might make a little series on how I did that. And then obviously, if I'm making a 0 to gold cap challenge, I won't be using the same things I did. It'll just be kind of showing everyone how I can make gold using different professions, different farming routes, you know, stuff like that. So if any of that interests you, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know, because there's going to be more content coming soon. I do have a little bit of a break from school coming up, so I do want to focus on maybe learning my editing a little bit more, and then figuring out kind of how I can make some more entertaining content, such as like PvP videos or like montages or stuff like that. So again, that's all in the near future, but thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Peace.